Hey guys, I got a great question from a viewer on YouTube who wanted me to talk about government grants and subsidies when it comes time to buy a business. Hey everyone, it's David Barnett from davidcbarnett.com, the blog site, YouTube channel, iTunes, and SoundCloud podcast where I talk about buying, selling, managing, and financing small and medium-sized businesses. Today I have a question from a YouTube viewer who didn't leave his name. It was like a username, but he was just asking about government grants and programs because one of the rumors that circulates around all the time is, hey, you can get money from the government for your little business. And I've been around for a long time. Okay, I've been helping people either as a finance broker or been in business for myself looking for free money, because who doesn't love free money? And I've been helping people buy businesses for a long time. And I've crossed paths with lots of government people. And a lot of different programs. And so here are some general things which are colored by my situation right here where I live. And because, of course, every jurisdiction that exists out there is going to have a different set of circumstances, right? And so here's what I've come to realize over time when it comes time to talking to different government agencies or different programs, is that there's two categories. There's grants and there's loans, okay? And all of them are usually centered around growing or building or starting a business. Think about failure, right? So many new businesses fail. And when governments look at businesses failing, they say, geez, we got businesses that are failing. We need to help the economy grow. And so they know that starting a business is difficult. And a lot of the times they'll focus on how do we help more people start more businesses, because the successful ones will employ people and grow the tax base, etc. It makes sense, right? So a lot of them are focused on starting and growing businesses. Now, here locally, we have an economic development agency that will give entrepreneurs a loan up to $20,000 to start a little business, right? And it is specifically for starting a business. Now, people do start a new corporation and kind of wiggle their way through the guidelines by saying they're starting a new company, which just happens to be buying the assets of an existing company, right? So they'll use that loan program to buy a business, but it's only for 20 grand. Right? It's not a lot of money. And then there are other programs. For example, there's a program I know of where people under 35 can access a loan of $15,000 or $20,000, and it's a national program. And again, it's a loan, and they're tied to a big development bank, which will tack on some money on top of that. But again, they're loans; they have to be paid back. In my experience, the grant money is usually for things that are targeted industries or targeted groups. So, some examples. Here where I live, the government is keenly interested in growing its exports. So if you are starting or growing a business and you're going to be exporting to other countries, you can qualify for grants, but they don't just give you a big chunk of money. What they do is they'll give you money for things like conducting a marketing study on how the prospects of your product in the European Union marketplace, for example. And then you have to find a consultant, and then the consultant who has to show that they've done these kinds of studies before, they have to show what the study will look like. And then maybe if the consultant's report is going to cost 40 grand, the government grant might cover, 50 or 70 or 75% of that particular project. So it's not just free money, it's money for a specific thing to help you, which is a good thing, but they're not writing you a check to start a business. There are some programs that I've come across for particular groups. So, for example, Aboriginal groups, American Indian or First Nations communities, where they want to help their members grow and start new businesses. Then I've seen certain grant programs for that. I've also seen programs for other targeted groups like women. So I know that there's a program available here locally to help women who are in business, but the program is specific to training. So if a woman owns a business and she wants to go and take a bookkeeping or marketing class, for example, that program is available to help fund those training programs. So I really have not come across a program where it's like, here's a bunch of money to go buy a business. And the reason for that is that successful, profitable businesses will largely be financed by banks to a certain degree. And in most cases, the formula of purchasing a business is that the buyer puts in some money. A bank will finance some part of it if there are tangible assets in the business. And then we ask the seller to finance part of it as well. And because businesses change hands all the time, in fact, the government doesn't even necessarily know how many businesses are changing hands. They might know if there's a share sale and there's a change of directors and things like that, or have to be filed with government registries. But in an asset sale, from the government's point of view, they might see a company that sells all of its assets and closes down. They might even view that as a business closure, not realizing that some other company which was recently formed just bought all that stuff, right? So really the business was carried on, but from their point of view, maybe they see it as a business closure when someone winds up that corporation or LLC. So the other big problem, and this is the biggest problem of all with looking for free money from the government when you go to buy a business, is that your most valuable asset as a business buyer actually isn't money. It's time. I've seen people waste years of their life looking at different businesses because they did not do all the things that I teach in my Next Step program and actually have a target and know what that target was and what that target looked like and how to go find that target. They just spent their time looking at what was listed on business for sale websites and talking with brokers and asking them what they had for sale, and just over and over and over again analyzing each new thing as it came up, constantly being caught by shiny object syndrome. And so if you find a business that you want to buy, you need to have all your ducks in a row to execute and move on that deal. It's not the time to go and start applying for government programs, which might take 6 to 8 weeks for them to process. That $20,000 loan that I mentioned at the beginning of this video, I helped someone here recently obtain that loan. They had started a business with a bunch of their own money, and they had made the mistake of paying for some equipment out of their own pocket, and then they found out that they didn't have enough money. They should have financed the equipment, because at the point of purchase, of course, you can get financing or lease the equipment, and the dealer is probably going to help you with that, right? So they paid cash and then they ran out of money. So they only needed a little bit of money. 20 grand was going to be enough. So they came to me for help to create the business plan to actually get that loan. So I helped them with the paperwork, and I went with them. They were newcomers to Canada, so there was a language barrier. So I went with them to this committee that made the decision. So we did our paperwork. We submitted our business plan. We had to submit everything 2 weeks before the committee met. Okay. Then we went to the committee meeting, and then the committee took 2 or 3 days to make a decision. And then the news came back, yay, we got the loan, but the person who administers the program was going on vacation because it's the school holiday, right? Beginning of March here is when we have our school break. So he was leaving. So he left for 10 days, and then he came back to initiate the paperwork for the loan. So from start to finish, it was like 6 weeks from the time they decided they wanted this program and the time they got a check. And they managed to muddle through. They managed to, push out payables and squeak their way through, and, not take a paycheck and get late on the, their home payment, like just stuff that keeps you up at night. Because these things, when government is involved, takes time, and sometimes we don't have time. Anyway, thank you for watching, and if you have any comments, feedback, or if you have an experience with some kind of government grant program that helped you buy a business, please put it in the comments, because and say where you are, because there could be other people that might be able to take advantage of that, and maybe the situation is different in your province or state. And with that, I'll wish you good luck, and remember, if you're going to buy a business, go to businessbuyeradvantage.com. Sign up for my course. You can learn from me. It's the most economical way to spend 9.5 hours with me, learning how to find, negotiate for, finance, and analyze a business that might be the thing that you're looking for to help you support yourself and your family. And if you own a business and you're looking at selling, go to howtosellmyownbusiness.com, the place where I show you how I can help you do it on your own. And with that, I'll say goodbye. We'll talk to you later.